All right, welcome everyone to our Tuesday afternoon mastermind session where we talk about what you want to talk about. We want to help you solve the challenges that you face, the problems that you're dealing with right now. We want to move you to that next level of success. So guys, I just encourage you, show up to this call every single week. It's just 30 minutes a week. It is going to provide you with a profound sense of clarity in the actions that you take to grow your real estate production. And we're changing up the format a little bit. I intend to interview somebody who's just crushing it every single week. Just give them an opportunity to kind of, forgive the term, open the Komodo and say, here's what I do, here's how I do it, and here's what's worked, here's what hasn't worked. And today I'm going to be interviewing a total rock star coaching client of Icon Coaching, Rob Stein. Let me tell you a little bit about Rob, by the way. He's had a really rich and diverse background in the music industry. He's built a 7th level company there where he's getting residual and passive income from that. And his side hustle became real estate sales, and thought, well, I want to do that. And now he's really scaling that side of the business, no longer a side hustle. I'm telling you, this is a serious business where he's grown the agent count on his team. And after coaching with me for, what was it, Rob? Was it 6 or 7 months? You had a monumental achievement, right? Tell everybody, what is that monumental achievement?
Had my first $100,000 commission month in month 7.
Gotta love that, man. Way to go. You know what that is, Rob? Tell everybody.
That's winning, baby. Let's go.
That's winning. And so today I just wanted to ask Rob a few questions. I wanted to really spotlight Rob and let him kind of just pour into all of you just to add value, ideally help you kind of shortcut the process to success. And I saw Austin, you're on the call as well. Austin Helms happens to be the director of sales for Rob Stein's real estate sales team. So Austin, we may call on you from time to time as well, just to answer a few questions. Cool with that?
Great.
Right on. So Rob, real quick, why don't you kind of give us the background, give us the story, let us get to know Rob a little bit. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, again, Sean, I'm always honored to have an opportunity to speak to you and your crew. So thank you so much for having me on here. I can say with great confidence, I gained a lot of success before I met Sean, but the quality of life I have now, which is one that I really never would have thought possible, would not be happening without me getting to know Sean. So I'm going to fill you in on the whole journey, how I got to know Sean and what happened from there. I also want to shout out to a few other of my team members who are real go-getters, and they're proving it by taking time, investing their time to be on this team. Javier Melendez, Brian Lynn, 2 other total rock stars from my team that are here along with Austin. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here because I have some slides that I'm going to share with you that'll kind of just give you a little background on me, and then I'll tell you, break down the whole thing. You know, my goal whenever I speak and help other agents, has anyone ever been to you heard someone talk and maybe they're really motivating, but after the dust settles, you kind of go, you know what? I don't really know how to implement anything they just said. Right? That happens all the time. Now, I have a master's degree in education.
When you said that, Rob, I thought of Grant Cardone, and while he's motivational, and yes, I'll listen to him for an hour, and I'm fired up, I'm pumped up. I think, okay, what did I really learn?
How?
Yeah, how do I do it?
The question
what is the tactical approach to actually implementing what you're talking about? Right. And it's so frustrating to me that you invest all that time and you don't walk away with actionable strategies or tactics that you can implement and deploy like right now in your business. And that's one of the things I love about you, Rob. In fact, Rob has presented with me in the same stages, 4 times now? Yeah. And I'll tell you what, his process is actionable. You guys are going to love this. So Rob, I'm not going to take any more of your time. Just take it away. Go ahead.
No, that's cool. Thank you, Sean. And that's really the reason I started one-on-one coaching with Sean is when I met him in his accelerated breakthrough program. Within week 2 of that program, by implementing the tools that he taught, which he does really well, I gained an additional 4 clients and like 70 to 80 grand worth of GCI in 1 week. And that was when I realized this dude knows his stuff. I'm going to ask him if he does one-on-one coaching. Unfortunately, he said yes, and here I am. So let me go ahead and share my screen with y'all. And can you see this screen on how to build a 6-figure referral business? Yeah, Austin, yes. Give me a thumbs up if you can see that. Perfect. Sean, you see it? Okay, great. These are just the intro slides. This is just a preview of actually an online digital bootcamp that I'm going to be presenting throughout November on how to build a 6-figure referral business. And you're going to have an opportunity to check that out at the end of my chat here. But really, I just want to show you the background of me and where I came from. So my name is Rob Stein, and I'm a realtor team leader, certified mentor. My team is called the Pathway Home Real Estate Group. I'm an agent with eXp Realty, and I live in Austin, Texas. Well, I live in Leander, Texas, which is just north of Austin, but it's always easier if I just say Austin. So a little more about me. Okay, I'm a musician by nature, and I got my bachelor's degree in trumpet performance with an emphasis in jazz studies and a master's degree in music education. My first business, which I built from the ground up, from, I mean, literally nothing to grossing over $250,000 in revenue per year, that allowed me to quit my job. I used to be a middle school teacher, middle school music teacher. I was a middle school music teacher for 10 years. And I was able to quit that job after scaling this business, Standing on Marching, to a consistent $250,000 per year. I write music for competitive marching bands. Yes, that is a thing. Everyone's like, I guess they got to get their music somewhere, right? So yes, they do. And that is exactly what I do. I write music for those groups. And it's really, really exciting. I absolutely love doing it. And it gives me a lot of fulfillment. So this is my business. It's called Standing on Marching. You can feel free to go to standingonmarching.com and like check out, check out some of the groups that I write for. All right. What I'm doing now is I have a big 50-inch TV here, and now I'm putting all your faces right here. So it feels like we're all together. Oh, that's cool. Awesome. Okay. And so my clients are mostly competitive high schools, and I absolutely love that. I also write the halftime show for the Baltimore Ravens NFL team. They have a marching band, and I get to write the music for them. So it's always a blast when I get to go to the games, watch the practice, be on the field. Such a good time. I'm also a competitive championship level natural bodybuilder. What that means, strictly natural, means polygraph tested, urinalysis tested, no drugs, no steroids, anything like that. Au naturel. And I live that bodybuilder lifestyle. While I don't compete anymore, I do love the lifestyle of living healthy, getting up at 4:30 every day, getting my workout on. It's awesome.
The only thing that's unnatural there is your tan, by the way.
Yeah, oh, it's completely unnatural. There's so many people that are like, dude, you photoshopped your head. Come on. Come on.
Be honest.
I'm like, no. So this is where I am now. Things are going great. Got a nice car, got a nice business, but it did not always start that way. And what I'm really passionate about when I talk with folks is letting them know the real transparency of what it's like to be an entrepreneur. I mean, you're all entrepreneurs here. Does anyone think it's easy to be an entrepreneur? Is it easy to grow your real estate business? No. When I'm looking up here, it's because I'm looking at everyone's faces up here. No, it's not. It's not. And so I really want to always give a very transparent view as to like, what is it like to build something? What are the struggles? What are the struggles that I've had? What are the, last night I made a YouTube video that my guy's editing right now. It was like 9 o'clock at night. It was a 15-hour day and I still had a couple hours to go. And I made a video like in my beat up tank top with like bloodshot eyes, just getting it done, just talking about like, this is what it is, man. Like, this is the grind, And so here's where I used to be. I used to be a middle school music teacher. That's me right there. That's what my hair used to look like before I actually got into being an agent. That's the Halloween parade in Clinton, New Jersey. And I used to teach other people music to other people's kids. And there were some fulfilling aspects about it. But when people say, Rob, you ever miss teaching? I think about this moment. That's something that the principal of the school actually said to me. And it was a memory that popped up. Mr. Stein, I'm not saying music isn't important, but we need you to cancel your class and do lunch duty. Hell no. I don't miss that. I don't miss that at all. We tell, as teachers, we would tell kids not to bully each other, right? And teachers bully each other all the time. As the music teacher, I'm not a math or English. I'm just the band dude. Keep in mind, I can play every instrument. You can't teach my classes if I gave you subplans. I could teach your class, no problem. I was told to my face, Rob, you're the bottom of the totem pole. Well, look at me now. And they're still probably teaching that same school that they're bitching about every single day. I used to be fat and out of shape. For most of my life, I was like that. And I hit a real low point. Now, I didn't take a profile picture, and the lighting is bad because, quite frankly, I was ashamed of myself. And I did not want to really take a really good before picture. If I would face the profile, you see my belly sticking out. I got up to 210 pounds. I'm 5'4", by the way. I'm not a tall guy. 210 on a 5'4" frame is not a good look, y'all. And through sheer determination and grit and work, I took control. This is the day that I left school for the last time. As you can see, I'm pretty stoked about it, right? And when I would leave, teachers would be like, wait, what? You're leaving to write music? What is it? Why would you do that? You got tenure, you got pension. Like what, why, what are you talking about? And I'm like, man, just because you're too scared, you bitch about your job every day. You're not going to take control though. Just because you're too scared to take control of your life doesn't mean I'm not gonna. So you can stay here and bitch about your job and do nothing. I'm going to go fulfill my dreams. And that's exactly what I did. And so let me tell you a little bit about now kind of how I got here. So my wife and I, Katie, we, by the time this was like maybe 2016, I left teaching, 2016. And I was still working at home, writing music full time. She was a health and phys ed teacher, and that was going to be the path forever. That was going to be just what we were going to do. And we had her benefits and her steady paycheck, which were very helpful. But we got into real estate investing with my dad and kind of the crowd he was hanging with. And it was the first time that, as a music composer, there's not a huge entrepreneurial crowd of marching band composers. There's literally probably 5 to 6 people in the world that make a living doing that, right? There's not a playbook like there is for real estate or sales. But when I got into real estate is when I started hanging out with other entrepreneurs. And all of a sudden I'm at this one mastermind. I'm like, I'm the only not millionaire here. Wow. And you start hanging out with those kind of people, like the level of Sean, right? And it really changes how you think on what's possible. And so eventually, short version, I could spend all day talking about my story. I'm going to give you the condensed version. We moved here to Austin to start a real estate career. We burned the docks. We left her steady paycheck and her health benefits, which was really scary. And we moved here being brand new to, didn't have my license in New Jersey. So I just got my license. We moved to Austin. There's like 20,000 agents here. Let's start a business. All right. Well, that was really hard. It was really hard to do. And it took about 7 months for me to get paid. I did have some group coaching I was doing, and I was relentless. I didn't take a day off. Open houses Saturday, open houses Sunday. Katie and I took turns cold calling 3 hours a day, door knocking, prospecting. I mean, I was relentless. Didn't take a day off at all. Eventually, after about 5 months, I got my first clients. And in month 7 of being an agent, I closed my first 3 deals all in the same week. And I made just over $48,000 that week. And when that happened, I went, there is power in this real estate thing. And so in my first year in real estate, I made $127,000. And that all happened in months 7 through 12, by the way. And I was a couple months into my second year, but it was like some months I'd have 5 closings and then I'd have nothing going on for 2 months. And
let me ask just real quick. Let me ask, how close were you to giving up on the dream? I mean, were there days that you said, I need to go get a quote unquote real job? Talk to me.
Yes.
How'd you fight through it? How many of you guys have ever been there, by the way? You're like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't know how to do this anymore. I am burned out. I'm not getting the results that I expect. Anybody ever been there? So how'd you push through it, Rob? Talk to me.
I have what I believe is to be just an uncommon amount of grit and determination and faith in myself that failure is not an option. So I know I will do whatever it takes to get the job done. I don't care. I don't care what it is. I don't care if I don't sleep for 3 months. I distinctly remember one time Katie and I would get what we call the open house blues. What I call, anyone ever have that? You spend all day setting up for your open house. You do your signs and you get this is going to be okay. It's 1 o'clock and you expect for people to be beating the door down to get into this thing. And where is everybody? Now it's 4 o'clock. Your open house is done. No one came. Right. Or the nosy neighbor next door, they come. You're picking up your signs. You're kicking the dirt. We're at home. Now, keep in mind, we're hemorrhaging money out of our savings account. Okay. The marching band season's done. I'm not getting paid. We're living out of our savings. No money for 6 months. Tears in our eyes, looking at each other like, what the did we do? She left her job where she had tenure and pension and the Rolls Royce of health benefits. What did we do? She actually interviewed for a teaching job here. She didn't get it. Thank God, because it all worked out perfectly. But I never was considering going back to teaching, but she actually tried. It was really, really scary. Once we closed those first few deals, that kind of gave us some breathing room. And then I started growing. But again, even with making 127,000 my first year, I knew I don't feel comfortable yet. Like I had a good first year, but I don't feel like this is a sustainable career. Are any of you there right now where you're like, I have traction, but I can't sleep well at night yet? Yep. That's where I was at. So it was about a few months into that I met Sean. And I met Sean through his accelerated breakthrough. Anyone here take that one? Yeah, that's where I met him. And it was week 2 of 16. And we were on ABC scripts, action, benefit, commitment. And I was like, this thing's freaking awesome. So I'm practicing my ABC scripts and I'm holding my open houses. And Sean's like, book the appointment. And I'm like, oh boy, I'm nervous, man. I'm used to following up. I'm not used to asking for the appointment on the spot. And the craziest thing happened, y'all. I'm at my open house and I used the ABC script, and guess what? It worked. And I set an appointment, and guess what? It worked again. And it worked again. And it worked again. And I was like, this guy, Sean, knows what he's doing. So I requested a call with Sean, said, do you do one-to-one coaching? He said, yes. We aligned. And then shortly after that, I wound up taking a break because we had the birth of our kid, our first kiddo. But by aligning with Sean on the individual basis for I think it was maybe 3 to 4 months before I took that break, I rapidly scaled, and I went from closing, 0 to 2 deals a month given the month to consistently closing 5 to 6 deals a month on my own and making a consistent 50 to 60 grand a month on my own. And that was a game changer, because that allowed me, once I started implementing what Sean taught me, was when I was like, I can sleep well. Like, I'm a real estate agent. I did it. Like, I made a sustainable career out of this thing, but I wasn't done yet, because my goal was always to start a team. That was always the goal, to start a team. Anyone here want to start a team? Yeah. On my mastermind this morning, we had a bunch of people there talking about the benefits of starting a team. You gain your time back. And so after the birth of my daughter, it was like January of this year. And I called Sean and I said, hey man, I'm ready to go again, because I really need to get this team going. And who knows, there's like literally no one better in the world to teach you how to build a team than Sean, by the way. So y'all that were like, I'm going to build a team, you've made the right decision. Okay. And I am your case study. So Austin was one of my first team members, January 3rd. Okay. I implement what Sean teaches me. I create the systems for them. Within 5 weeks, Austin, can you unmute yourself and just real quick tell people what happened on week 5 of your career?
Yeah, absolutely. So week 5 was my, I believe, first or second week cold calling on our team.
It was his first week cold calling.
Yeah. And I locked in a $600,000 listing through my first week of cold calling, just through implementing what Rob and Sean have built for us. So yeah,
yep.
It was great.
Made in 1 month what took him 3 months at his previous gig, just by implementing the systems.
Austin, what is that? Come on, remind everybody.
That's a huge win. That is winning.
Right.
That is winning.
So now by taking Sean's teaching, mixing it with some of my own style, and I'm a huge systems nut. So organizing systems, automation, scaling. I'm a master educator. I built out the most massive database of training you've ever seen. And Javi and Brian and Austin will tell you, if you look at my Notion database on my team, it's like an ocean of information, scripts, objection handlers, hundreds of demonstration videos. You could join my team today, give a listing presentation tomorrow, and crush it. We have the systems in place. And so within building that and constantly coaching with Sean, but most importantly, I need to emphasize, as Sean alluded to, I implement quickly. Okay. You can coach with someone at Sean's level, but if you don't implement what you're learning, you will make zero traction. I would do whatever Sean said as fast as humanly possible. And I trust him because he's done this. And when you're going to align with someone, you need to align with someone that's done what you're trying to do. And that's what I did. I'm like, if I could get my team to where Sean's team was, I mean, that's the ultimate win. And we're on the way. So within month 7, we had something like 13 or 14 closings on the team, the first $100,000 commission month. And so now that was in the peak of the season. So now even if in a shifting market, for me to make less than 50 or 60 grand a month, that's like, holy what's going on here? Like, that hasn't happened all year. So things have really, really scaled quite dramatically.
So Rob, psychologically, what you've done is you've raised your financial thermostat through this process, right? is that you're
Absolutely.
creating a new positive normal.
Yeah.
Now, most people that I work with or have met, I should say, they set goals around their pain tolerance, meaning if I don't make this much money, then I can't pay my bills. And guess what? They make just that much money. See, here's the thing. It starts with knowing what are you going to do with the money once you've made it? Because if you don't know what you're going to do with that money once you've made it, you're never going to work hard enough to earn it. Y'all with me on that?
Yep.
In fact, in the Accelerated Breakthrough Program, and I know many of you have been through that program, one of the very first assignments I give you is to create your list of 100 things that you want. Now, it can be a lot more than 100. I'm not going to limit you to 100. Yet 3 categories. Number 1, your personal accomplishments. Your number 2, your material possessions, the things you want to buy. And number 3 is your financial wealth. And where's that going to come from? What does your stock portfolio look like? What is your residual income from owning real estate? What does that look like? If you're with EXP, how big do you want your revenue share group to be, or your revenue share deposits to be? Thanks to that company, many people don't have to work anymore. It's a good place to be, no doubt about that.
Yep.
So Rob, I don't want to take any of your time. So please keep going.
Yeah. So again, by implementing what Sean taught me, I was able to quite dramatically, get things to a point in my life and my business where, again, not too long before my wife, we were crying on the couch and my wife was getting a teaching job. Now she never has to work again. She stays at home all day with our daughter who just turned 1. And my beautiful and endlessly supportive wife, Katie, is the only person besides myself that's ever taken care of my daughter, aside from my parents who get to come over. She will never have to work again. She wants to, cool, but she doesn't want to, right? She wants to be a full-time mom, and maybe when the kids are in school, she could start her own business, or, by then, of course, my organization and systems will be big enough that I'll have complete control of my time. So
Rob, real quick, tell us about the team now.
So the team now, we're in a fantastic place right now. So what we have is we have a great structure, and gang, this is literally, I didn't try to reinvent the wheel here. I literally just implemented exactly what Sean taught me. So here's the structure. And, maybe one day it'll be cool to come back on here and show the evolution of our org chart, because with my coaching calls with Sean, we keep track of that. Before it was just me as the chief cook and bottle washer. But now we have myself, we have Mr. Austin Helms, who's on here. He's my director of sales. So what the director of sales does is,
Rob, real quick, do you have an organizational chart?
I don't have one handy right now. It's on my laptop. I'd have to transfer it over, but I'll make sure to have that for next time. So,
perfect.
So we have Austin as the director of sales. What Austin does is, number 1, he's a big help with recruiting. So his income producing activities, whereas like Javi and Brian, they spend their mornings cold calling, prospecting, converting, generating. Austin spends that income producing time as recruiting for the team. And that's what I do. So now, because I have Austin to leverage, I can spend my time recruiting for the team and building out more systems and training. Austin now fields the day-to-day calls from the team, which I was doing. And it's very hard to build something, especially, eventually you will reach that tipping point before you bring on that person when, there we go. Yep. I see Derek. When, I'm fielding calls from the agents all day. And it was really hard to get things done, because as I'm trying to work on my business, I'm helping my agents as well, which I'm committed to doing. And I kind of got stuck. So Austin was an internal promotion. He proved that he is the dude for the job, and he's absolutely an exceptional rock star. And so now he also helps the agents. So when the agents have a deal, they need help with something, they call on Austin. So Austin reports to me, everyone else reports to Austin. Okay. We have a total of 7 agents on the team right now, and 2 of them are additionally on the call, like Javi and Brian. And we've got Helen and Mark and Kim and myself. We have a transaction coordinator. I have 2 assistants. We have a graphic designer, and we recently aligned with Grant Wise, who a lot of you have probably heard of if you've taken Sean's course, owner of Whitley, who's going to be lead generating and setting the appointments for my team. My goal on my team is to automate their income. So by having qualified buyer and seller appointments booked for them, which should be up and running within the next 4 weeks, they can have appointments booked for them right away. And I also teach them how to generate their own prospects through building a referral-based business.
And Rob, I do have your org chart. If you don't mind,
cool.
let me walk you guys through this real quick. We do
Go
have
ahead, please.
the hour. And if you think it's a good use of time, I think just to get an idea of the evolution of what this really looks like, right? So I'll go ahead and share my screen. fact, let me get in presentation mode here. So when Rob came to me, it was Rob, right? And he's focused on personal production, which is noble, and we all must do that, right? But then we started adding team members. We also added an executive assistant, then replaced that person. Then we started talking about an OSA/ISA division, and we started this VP of sales kind of role. Now we've got Austin in the director of sales role. And while we don't have all agents' names listed here, it gives you some sense of what this is going to look like.
That's right. Now, keep in mind, gang, that it's really, it's really easy to look at those graphics, and it makes it seem like it happened very quickly. And was like, oh, and now I'm just going to hire this person. Oh, man, it was hard. Sean will tell you, I'm sure he remembers this. I want to say it was like March or April of this year. I was seriously thinking about dropping the team because I was hemorrhaging all my money. I get a $15,000 commission dollar, right out the window to keep the team going. And I'm like, Sean, we're not profitable. I'm killing myself. I'm so stressed out. And he said, Rob, trust me, you're doing everything you need to do. You got to put your head down and just get through it. And I promise you, I've had this conversation before, and 6 months from now, your life is going to be in a way that you never thought. And he was exactly right. He was exactly right. And it's been completely worth it.
Life-changing, in fact, yes?
100%. And now I get the opportunity to speak with Sean and help other people. So one thing I'd like to throw out to y'all as a thank you to Sean and for everyone with your time, I just want to give you an opportunity to check out how you can take advantage of implementing a lot of what I've learned from Sean and how I've built a referral-based business for myself. And so if you want to take advantage of it, which I strongly recommend that you do, I'm starting my virtual boot camp in November. It's going to be November 1st. And it is on building a 6-figure referral-based business. And I'm giving you literally the blueprint on how I built a referral-based business for myself. So now, even just 2 years into being an agent, while I pay for leads for my team, I don't take those leads. I give them to my team. I make over $250,000 a year strictly from referrals, not even including the other business that I get. So it's going to be really important if you really want to learn how to build a referral-based business and get the actual blueprint and not just hear about it or hear stories about it, but actually see the nitty-gritty of how to do it. I encourage you to check this out. Now, one thing I'm going to let you know is for a limited time, any one of Sean's coaching students is going to get an exclusive discount on that package. So what I'm doing is I'm posting the link to that one right in the chat. And it's 6figurereferrals.com/limited time. And that link is right in the chat. So if you click on that, you're going to get that 20% off. It's only good through the end of today. So I do recommend you take advantage of it if you'd like to. And they're going to be they're going to be Tuesdays in November from 11 to 12, taught right here in my studio.
And that's 11 Central Time, correct?
Yes, sir. 11 Central to 12 Central. If you upgrade to the VIP, which I encourage you to do, you actually have 4 private group coaching opportunities, because after each session, you're probably going to have some clarifying questions. And that's going to be an opportunity for me to answer those questions for you for an hour. There will be recordings if you opt into it and you pay to be a member of it, because some people are like, Rob, I can do 1, 2, and 4, but I can't make session 3. We are going to have archived recordings that will be available for you. So if you can't make them or you can't make one of them, you're not going to miss a thing, because they're all going to be professionally recorded right here.
Fantastic. And it's a flat fee of $77. Plus, they'll get a discount if they sign up today with that link, right?
$77 is the discount. It's a $97 ticket. So
Just
yes, if they
clear.
sign up with this link today, they will get that $77 price tag. That's right.
And so it's not $77 per session.
It's total, man. It's total. Because I just want to, help people. This is the lowest price you're ever going to have for this kind of information. One time $77 gets you all 4. An additional $97 gets you that group coaching VIP. And that's a one-time fee.
Well, Rob, it's worth so much more than that. And yet I have the same heart you do. I want to help as many people as I possibly can. So I don't want to overcharge or gouge people. I just don't. So yeah. Rob, thank you so much for pouring into our people. Thank you guys for sticking around for an extra 5 minutes today.
Hey, Sean, real quick, I just wanted to say, Sean offers a free coaching call. I'm Sean's right-hand man. I'm Paul Hellam, and I would love to talk to each and every one of you about the 1 or 2 things that's holding you back. So schedule your free call. It's in the chat right above Rob's link as well. So would love to talk to you. Let's openly and candidly talk about those challenges and get you on the right track. Thanks, Sean.
No, thank you for jumping in there, Paul. I meant to mention you as well. Thanks for being here as well. Okay, gang, we do this every single week. I want you to keep showing up, okay? I want you to become addicted to this type of content because it's going to improve your knowledge, your skills, your mindset, and your habits, and your business, your production, your net income, and your net worth. It's going to grow to the extent that you personally grow. So let's keep growing together. Let's keep growing our income, our net worth. I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday, same time, same link. See you all then. Bye-bye. Thanks, Rob.